ocean can be a vast and unforgiving place where worst-case scenarios emerge quickly. At Survival Systems in Dartmouth, they train thousands in the marine industry what to do should the worst case become reality. Today, we're going to go behind the scenes to learn from the team just how it's done.
Good morning, Survival Systems Training Limited.
What are some of the things that happen here, like in the pool behind us? Like, what happens in this place? What are some of the experiences?
So some of the major experiences that happen here are everything from what we call over, on, or under the water. So underwater things happening, or people dealing with what to do when they're underwater, people dealing with what to do when they're on the surface. And then because we do so much rescue type training, what happens over the water, right? So because a lot of the stuff is all about what happens when things go wrong, and how do you get yourself out of trouble, and then how do you get yourself, in a rescue, so that you can, because a lot of people just think most of what safety and survival is it's preparation. Yeah, it's a big part of preparation, but it's also what to do when it happens and how to create more realistic experiences, right? The more realism you have when you're in a situation, the better your memory is going to remember what to do when it really happens.
What are we doing now?
We're gonna pack a Davit Marine Life Raft.
A what?
A Davit Marine Life Raft. So what we do now, all the lines are laid out, so we're just gonna go down to the bottle here. It's already attached.
So is this air or carbon dioxide?
That's carbon dioxide, CO2, yeah.
CO2, yeah. So like on those self-inflating life vests.
Yes, and the next step is getting it into the shell.
All right.
So it does matter which shell you use for the bottom. You can tell it's the bottom, because one, we have the hole here for the painter line.
Okay.
And B, this is where your bottle is.
That's where the bottle is going to go, so it doesn't get loose.
So what we're gonna do is lean this over, pick your bottle up by sack. All right. So the next step, you just gotta put the sea anchor in there.
Sea anchor?
Sea anchor, yeah. So you would deploy this if you're in the raft and you're in bad seas and the wind is tossing you around. It gathers water and it's gonna hold the raft down so you don't blow over, or in an attempt not to blow over.
It will try to hold you down.
We'll try to, yeah. So we're just gonna put the guy in there. And since this one is a davit raft, it gets launched by a hook on a shackle. So this one's a bit different from a regular marine raft where you just roll it up. So this one...
This is work.
It is work, yeah. You just pull it. Yeah.
Oh.
And then we're gonna lean it out the side, just like that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna grab this side.
Am I going to grab this side?
R.
And am I going to do what you did?
Yep. And you just want to kind of make sure that it's gonna, when we roll it, it's gonna fit in there. So you gotta make sure you roll it really tight.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh yeah. Big roll.
Now, this looks like the same sort of thing that I've seen on the ferry and all kinds of boats.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I've never actually seen like a reverse Christmas present. I've never actually seen what's inside. Now we know what's here.
Yeah, now you're wrapping it up for other people.
Exactly.
We're always looking for new programs. So right now we're actually, because we've just gotten out of COVID here now, obviously, we're really getting, now that we get people back in here in larger groups, I think we're looking at doing new programs. This facility is great because we can do things like raft testing here. So we can test survival equipment. We've actually done a couple of tests here where we did raft testing for passenger planes.
Passenger planes?
Boeing 777. We had a raft test in here with 70 people in a raft, just so we can verify that the equipment works, right? We're doing a lot more here. This is a great facility with the movie industry. This is a great place for films to come and do water scene in here. Training-wise, yeah, the sky's the limit. Whatever problem people have, and we're always customizing our courses as well. That's the biggest thing too.
In this situation, we're not going to wait till the ship sinks for it to float free. We're going to actually board it before the ship sinks. Okay, we'll swing outboard now. And again, you want to make sure the balancing tackle is tended to. You don't want the life raft to swing out and in. You want to keep some strain on it just to keep it under control.
At the end of the day, you know, when people get in a difficult situation, they're going to have, some people are going to have that flight response where they're going to run and they're panic. And what do we want to get? We want fight response. We want people to lean on their training, lean on their personal experiences, whether they got it here or somewhere else, and fight for their lives, fight for survival, and persevere, right?
Okay, when it's in position, you pull the painter. Okay, are you ready? Okay, start pulling. Pull hard. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Pull. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There's a lot there, okay? Now, pull hard. It's like a Kinder Surprise. But better. Yeah. Now the big thing is you gotta let it fully inflate.
So you first started with the offshore, right? You were doing like a lot of helicopter ditching.
Yeah, we started with the offshore, and that's really the starting of this company. This company was kind of rooted in military training, which is the helicopter underwater escape training, and offshore training. And then over the years, probably in the early 2000s, we expanded into all aspects of safety and survival training. So now we do marine, we do aviation, we do offshore to a certain extent, not too big here now, and industrial. So, and the great thing about here is that we're also able to help clients work with where there's crossover. So we have a lot of crossover situations. So you can have industrial workers in a marine environment. And what are the kind of things I need to know, right? That doesn't fall into nice little boxes.
You're like this, so your armpits are exposed.
Actually, when you get in...
How long have you been diving?
I've been diving. I got my certification in June. I got the certification working here. The company actually paid for it because all training support technicians, it's very beneficial for them to have their dive course, so we can take the underwater escape trainer diver course, so that we can actually dive underwater and look after trainees and ensure they egress safely from the trainer.
Okay, so part of you working here is having to be comfortable underwater and diving.
Yeah, absolutely. So all the back shop staff, we're all divers.
You're all divers?
We're all divers.
And you all then do the buddy system and all depend on each other?
Yeah.
So we're doing basic marine safety today, and you said underwater escape. That's a different training you guys do?
Yeah, that's a completely different whole other can of worms. So in the underwater escape training, we can do rotary wing or helicopter and fixed wing, which is planes. We can do escape training for both of those. We can do many different configurations of their dunker, which I believe you guys were checking out earlier.
Yeah.
You can see inside all the chairs. All those chairs can be swapped around. The exits can be swapped around. You guys get to see the cockpit. That cockpit can be entirely removed, and we can just have the whole thing as what we call a back-ender configuration, which is just all like back end.
Crew.
Yeah, all crew.
What is it about this kind of work that really gets you out of bed in the morning? Makes you happy to come and do this?
What gets me out of bed and happy to do this, I'd say it's probably the variation and stuff we do. So no day is ever the same. yes, the course material is the same. So it's all kind of the same ritual on how it's layered out, but ultimately, every day is different. No matter, even if it's the same course, it's different. You have different students, you have different instructors, you know. Weather conditions out on the boat are different, so some days it's nice and sunny, some days it's rainy, big waves. You know, lots of stuff going on to keep you excited and intrigued with what you're doing.
Once you're sitting down, get your legs in down to the feet, and then you stand up. Once you stand up, got your arms in, do the zipper up. As you're pulling the zipper, make sure you turn your head, or else you're going to knock yourself out if you slip. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! You've got 2 minutes.
What are the realistic things that you're able to do for people here so that they can actually have that experience before they end up?
A lot of it is ocean condition, like rough waves, water and wind like they've never seen before, except maybe in a major storm that hits Nova Scotia. But we're taking them out of a safe place and putting them into a little bit of a danger zone and challenging their own personal, worries or concerns about things like people have fears of water, or people have fears of enclosed basins. So anything we can do here with putting them through different training programs to kind of give them that experience is gonna, like I said, it's gonna prepare them better for when the real thing happens, right? And we do that for all different industry segments.
What is this thing that we're sitting inside of?
So this is one of our underwater escape trainers that we have. This one here is set up in a military configuration.
Okay, so underwater escape trainers, I feel pretty dry. Like, what do you do? Like, how does this get to be underwater? Talk me through how you use this.
So we have a crane, as you've seen there. The crane hooks up to the top of it, and there's a big metal ring that goes along the outside of the trainer, and there's a trolley. And as we talked about the air panel, there's a trolley brake, and that supplied air. So the crane operator would release that brake, it's all air actuated, and then when the brake is released, this will actually roll upside down once it hits the water.
And are you strapped in? Like, are you suspended upside down? Like, what's
Yep. So unfortunately, these seats here don't have seat belts in them at the moment, but we would be strapped into this, and we would just be going for the roll. And we would end up upside down underwater. For us here, we'd have to release our seat belts, and we would have to find one of the exits. So for us, it wouldn't be so easy because the exits are a little bit of a swim away from us. So basically, we can tailor the aircraft to the client's needs. So we can replicate it as accurately as possible with windows, seat belts, and yeah.
So, slide it down, keeps one hand up, another hand with the thumbs up. Okay. Once the tension's on, hands down. Perfect. Okay, it's important to make sure that strap is high up on your back and under your armpits.
When you talk about this, you've just got so much energy. So what is it that gets you so excited about coming here every day?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing here, like I said, we want people to come here and do the training. We don't want people to think of doing safety training or survival training as something that they're going to get bored with or they should be intimidated by. We want people to know they come here for great training experience. We're not trying to keep them in the classroom. We're not trying to kill them by death by PowerPoint. We're trying to get them out so they can do some hands-on stuff, learn some great skills, work with our staff here, so that they look forward to the training. They're not thinking it's something that they're going to be apprehensive about. And especially when people have to come back on recurrencies, because people have to come back on a regular basis to do the training again. I think that's why they come back here. They come back here because they know what type of experience we're going to give them.
Let us have a seat on.
Yeah, so if someone's had some emergency, we can get them out of the water so they don't pull the trap.
Take a character.
When you make a bigger trap. Okay, more real estate.
There was some fire training going on. Can you take me through what they experienced when they were doing the fire training?
So similar thing with fire training. A lot of people that join fire team or that are in environment have never seen a large fire. I think we all know what to do if a fire happened in their kitchen, well, but on industrial sites, fires are bigger, they're out of control. People learn things like rollover fire, like what to do when they're in a space and the fire's there. So we're teaching fire teams and individuals how to put those fires out or to put them down, at a much higher level than that we would see if you were just learning how to use a fire extinguisher.
So Sam, what are we doing now?
All right, so we're just checking out our fans. This is how we generate our wind for our simulations.
So how big is this fan? This looks like
It's about 5 feet in diameter. These are our big blades in here. We generate, feels like about 50 knots of wind.
50 knots of wind out of these fans.
Oh yeah, and we have our generators downstairs. These are our two here. So we just make sure we inspect them in the morning, make sure they're not going to go anywhere when we turn them on. Just make sure they're not leaking. They're looking great now.
What's this big yellow thing here, Sam?
All right, so this is actually going to be how we generate our waves. So this is a big air pump. And what it does is it forces air into those wave chambers upstairs.
Okay.
And it uses air pressure to actually make the waves upstairs in the pool.
So is this the same kind of machine that you would have at like the Spryfield Wave Pool or at Magic Mountain or any of those places? Is this a similar type thing?
Absolutely. This is kind of common in all those kind of wave pools that you find in that park or in some other restaurants.
Okay, so it's kind of like an amusement park ride where people actually learn some practical lessons.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is our plumbing room. So
There's a lot of plumbing in here, holy moly.
Oh, there sure is. So first thing we're going to do is down here. This is our little pump. This is what we use to generate rain. So
That's the rain pump?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just going to open up the valves, put water to it. We have this little box here right behind you. We're just going to turn it on, put it to auto. That way we can control it upstairs.
Now you're going to show us sound?
Yeah, so we have this whole soundboard here where we can do everything from thunder and lightning to the helicopter crash.
Oh, you can really just feel that right through you.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to try and make it realistic as possible.
Yeah. You told me that everyone here has a story about surviving.
Yes, everybody has some experience. Like we've all come from different walks of life. Some of us are sailors, some of us are mariners, some of us are military people, some of us are divers, and everybody's had some experience where they've been in a survival situation that they can relate to the training, to the people that come here.
So that tells
That way they know that it's a personal connection. You're making that personal connection with people because you know that the person talking to you, you know the people that are supporting you in the program, they've all had a similar type of experience.
Now, who takes that? Is that captains, bosuns, deckhands, engineers?
Yeah, all those people on a boat, everyone that from the captain down to the first mate to the deckhand. They all take varying degrees of training. So the captain would obviously take the most training because he's in charge of the ship. But even on things like ferries or cruise ships, all what we call supernumeraries, those are all the regular workers, the cooks.
The cooks.
Everyone, they all have to take some sort of safety training as well. Because if things go bad, they're the workers. They have to drop what they're doing and they have to assist in the emergency. They have to, if you and I are on a cruise ship, well, guess what? I mean, we don't work on the ship on a daily basis. If something happens on that ship, well then all the people that work on that ship have to stop what they're doing and make sure that you and I get safely to the lifeboat or get off the muster.
This platform we're standing on, it has a name. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, so this, what we call a simulated ship's hull. So we use this for almost like if a ship had been in the water. So if you were jumping off the ship, you would jump off the ship's hull. If the ship came alongside and you were being rescued by the ship, we would show you how to climb up the ship. So we had an employee that worked right up here, a gentleman named Captain Tom Kirsty. And he was our master mariner. And he was so well loved. And he taught more people marine safety in his career than you'll ever believe. And he passed away in 2014 from cancer. So when we built this facility, we decided to name the ship's hull after him.
Oh.
So that's why his name's on the side of the hull.
Oh, that's really.
So it was and he was able to see that. He actually came in here and we were able to actually unveil it and show it to him before he went back in the hospital.
That's really fantastic.
It was a really good moving moment with the staff. So, yeah, and Tom was so well liked, right?
Yeah, because this is really about the people at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think our people here, I think we all have our own personal connection with why we want the training and why we do it and why we, because we know we're empowering people, we know we're giving them better skills so that they can survive a difficult situation. We really want to see people succeed here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the best feeling about working in this type of environment is seeing success.